Hey everyone, I'm back with a new evolution clip. Before you start, make sure you subscribe for more interesting videos. Enjoy watching. The Apple Macintosh 128K was Apple's first personal computer, launched in 1984 for $2,495 and sold over 70,000 units in the first 5 months after its launch. The computer came with a keyboard and mouse, had a 23cm monitor built into a beige case that had a handle to make it easier to transport. An identical model to the previous one was the 512K model, launched in the same year. It had quadrupled built-in memory, which is why it was nicknamed Fat Mac. The third computer in the Macintosh line was the Macintosh Plus, launched in 1986 for $2,599. This model came with some innovations and improvements that made it the best Mac of its time. It was the first Macintosh to have a SCSI port for users to connect external devices. It also came with an expandable 1 MB of RAM and a double-sided 800 KB floppy drive. At launch, the Macintosh Plus had that beige color, but in 1987 the case color was changed to warm gray platinum color. Apple's next personal computer model was launched in 1987 and was a major improvement over the Macintosh Plus design. This is the Macintosh SE, which was the first compact Macintosh to have an internal hard drive for a 20 MB or 40 MB hard drive. It was also the first compact Macintosh to have an expansion slot and the first to support the Apple Desktop Bus for keyboard and mouse connections. The Macintosh SE30 was launched in 1989 and was the fastest black and white compact Macintosh series. Officially, the Macintosh SE30 only supports 32 MB, but could be expanded to 128 MB of RAM. It was also the first compact Macintosh to have a 1.44 MB high-density floppy disk drive as standard. Due to these technical specifications, this model was used to produce the first color tabloid newspaper in the UK, called This Week. In 1990, Apple launched the Macintosh Classic. Apple's plan was to release this model at a price of about $1,000, so this is the main attraction because the computer had features and specifications similar to those of previous models. However, Apple later changed its price, eventually selling for $2,495. The Macintosh Classic was 25% faster than the Plus and was equipped with a 3.5-inch Apple SuperDrive floppy drive. The Macintosh PERFORMA is a series of personal computers produced by Apple from 1992 to 1997. This initial series included the PERFORMA 200, PERFORMA 400, and PERFORMA 600 models. The PERFORMA 200 was the cheapest variant, being sold at a price of $1,250. This was an all-in-one model with a black and white display and 9-inch screen. The PERFORMA 400 was the middle version of this series, being the best-selling Macintosh computer in 1992 at a price of $1,699. The top variant, the PERFORMA 600, sold for almost $3,000 and had a processor twice as powerful as the other PERFORMA models. It was also the first Mac to have a built-in CD-ROM. The powerful Macintosh 5200 LC was launched in 1995 and was based on a 75 MHz PowerPC 603 processor, and the following models used a PowerPC 603E CPU. The 5200 and 5300 were discontinued in early 1996, with Apple later releasing the Power Macintosh 5260 and Power Macintosh 5400. The Power Macintosh 5400 was the first all-in-one computer to support PCI expansion, replacing the processor direct slot. This model was sold only on the education market, thus decreasing the sales of all-in-one computers on the consumer market. In 1997, Apple launched the Power Macintosh 5500, similar to the 5260 and 5400, but it was equipped with a PowerPC 603 EV processor. In early 1998, production of the 5400 and 5500 were discontinued, with Apple launching the Power Macintosh G3. In 1998, Apple introduced the Power Macintosh G3 all-in-one as a replacement for the 5400 and 5500 models. This model was available in two configurations, namely a 233 MHz version with a floppy disk drive and a hard disk drive, 4 GB and 266 MHz version with a zip drive and floppy drive. Due to its shape, it was nicknamed Molar Mac, was beige in color, and had a translucent perforated plastic at the top. The price of these versions started at $1,599 and were intended more for schools. The iMac G3 was launched in 1998 and was the first model in the iMac series. In terms of its design, this model was completely different. It was made of translucent plastic of blue Bondi color, had an egg shape, and a 15-inch screen. Later, the iMac G3 was available in 13 colors: Bondi blue, lime, grape, blueberry, strawberry, graphite, ruby, sage, tangerine, indigo, snow, blue Dalmatian, and flower power. Under the hood, the iMac G3 comes with 34 MB of RAM, but can reach up to 384 MB of RAM and a 4 GB or 6 GB hard drive. It was also the first computer to have USB ports as standard and had a connector for keyboard and mouse. The iMac G4 was launched in 2002 and was one of the biggest improvements to Apple computers. It had an LCD screen with a diagonal of 15, 17, or 20 inches on an adjustable support, tray-loading DVD plus CD drive positioned above a hemisphere, and a 4th-generation PowerPC processor. The iMac G5 was launched in 2004 and was the last iMac to use a PowerPC processor. With a totally different design, the iMac G5 uses the same 17 and 20-inch LCD screen, and the optical drive and all the main logic boards are positioned behind the LCD panel, giving it a thicker monitor look. In 2005, the iMac G5 was improved aesthetically, was thinner, had a slightly sloping back, had a webcam above the screen, and had Apple Pro Media Interface. In 2007, Apple came back with major changes to iMac computers. The new iMac is built in an aluminum, glass, and plastic case, and its back is no longer detachable. It also had a new, very thin aluminum keyboard, was available in 3 configurations, and the price started at $1,199. In 2009, Apple launched the iMac Unibody, which had a larger screen and a much faster processor. This model was available in 4 configurations, and the starting price was $1,199. At the same time, the new wireless accessories were introduced, a keyboard and a Magic Mouse. In 2012, Apple launched the slim version of the iMac Unibody model, which was much thinner compared to previous models, the thinnest point being only 5 mm due to a complete lamination process. It also had a new Fusion drive, which combines the performance of flash storage with the capacity of a hard drive. The starting price of this model was $1,299. In 2014, Apple came up with something innovative, launching the first 27-inch iMac with 5K Retina display with over 14.7 million pixels. At the same time, its appearance did not change compared to the previous model, but only internal improvements. A few months later, the Retina 4K model was launched, which came with new accessories, a new Magic Keyboard, Magic Mouse 2, and Magic Trackpad 2. In 2017, Apple launched the 27-inch iMac line with 5K Retina display, and the 21-inch line with 4K Retina display. This model is equipped with graphics cards and very powerful processors, and has up to 18 cores and turbo boost with speeds up to 4.5 GHz. It also has DDR4 RAM up to 256 GB and storage up to 4 TB. All this being hidden in a very thin and minimalist case. This year, Apple launched a new model of iMac, super well designed and equipped with various advanced tools that allow the realization of an idea at the highest level. It has faster processors and video cards, RAM memory up to 128 GB, and a storage capacity of up to 8 TB. This model comes in 2 variants, 21.5 and 27 inches, and the starting price is $1,299. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video. See you in the next video.